For today's topic. That was beautiful. I know. It was beautiful. I'll tell you what, when you're a minister and you want to talk about meditation, there's just a little tiny dilemma because, you want to put in some fire, but you want to talk about. Here would be the perfect talk. But I think I might get a little, So I want us to start off with a funny video, a funny, thoughtful video. I'm going to turn off the lights while Roland gets it ready because I want you to be able to see it. Turn off these lights too. And this is a little mini talk, sort of about meditation, just like that song.
People ask me all the time, Michael, what was your big break?
Our next guest has performed on Comedy Central's Premium Blend.
He made his first appearance on The Tonight Show from Montreal Comedy Festival.
You've seen him on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
That wasn't the big break. The big break was at a club, and right before I got on stage, I had a change in mindset about comedy. Normally when a comedian gets on stage, he wants to get laughs from people. And I felt a little shift take place, where I felt like I was to go up there and give them an opportunity to laugh. Now I'm not looking to take, I'm looking for an opportunity to give. This changed everything. My name is Michael Jr. I'm gonna do some jokes. And ultrasounds come in color now, which is ridiculous. I know it's a black baby. It better be a black baby. I leave the club that night, and there's all these people giving me hugs and high fives, telling me their favorite jokes. Then I look across the street, and I saw a homeless guy. And I thought to myself, what about him? Most comedy, most jokes are set up. My son, at 4 years old, looks at me out of nowhere. And he says, Dad, I want to be a doctor. I was like, yes, yes. And then a punchline. Then he said, or a dinosaur. I understand that me doing comedy and doing all of these TV shows and making all these people laugh is really just a setup. My punchline is to make laughter commonplace in uncommon places. We go to Montrose, Colorado, a place called the Dolphin House. They take care of children who have been abused by their parents. And this grandmother explains to me that her grandson is being abused by his mom. He's so afraid of his mom that everywhere he goes he wears a Spider-Man costume. So I get on stage, sitting right up front, Spider-Man. I start doing comedy. People start laughing slowly but surely. Probably about 25 minutes into it, I hear a voice, and the voice says, my name is Ronan. And this little boy pulls off his mask. And it was one of the most powerful moments in my entire comedy career. If we could just stop asking the question, what could I get for myself? And start asking the question, what can I give from myself? I think people would learn that you don't have to be a comedian to deliver a punchline. It's really what I want to get across to people. And I think I just did. I looked at the camera again. I don't know if I was supposed to do that.
Emphasis. Anything else you can think of?
Yeah, I'm going to say it right now. You've been set up. You in the setup. Be the punchline. Okay, I'm gonna walk off dramatically.
Gotta love that. Gotta love that. Be the punchline, and the beautiful change in attitude when we go from what can I get out of this, which is a thing a lot of us think, can I get out of today? And then you switch it to what can I give? I know that I've shared with you before that when I go on vacation, for years I would like, yeah, I really need a vacation. I got to get some rest and some fun and blah, blah, blah. And invariably, because I was always with family, things would happen, and It would seem like it wasn't maybe the best vacation, but when I decided that I better change my attitude and think about what can I give to wherever I'm going, how can I actually give in the situation, I had so much more fun, and really that's when I started receiving the rest and the fun and the connection and all that. So it's just beautiful. Last week, I was talking about how we raise our consciousness beyond the golden rule, waking up, growing up, cleaning up our shadow work. And I was talking about Matthew 18:15-22, and I didn't get to finish. So I have a little bit left. I want to preach at you. I'm going to preach at you like I'm a fire and brimstone person, okay? Truly, I tell you, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Again, truly, I tell you, if two of you agree on earth about anything you ask, it will be done for you by my Father in heaven. For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am there among them. So this is a wonderful scripture. It works literally because when 2 or 3 are gathered with an intention of coming from our true self, our Christ self, calling on God, our consciousness is lifted. It works wonderfully and beautifully. It lifts us up. We lift each other up. And what we declare has power. What we declare has presence. It also works metaphysically, if you think about it, for the parts of yourself. When I show up with just 1 or 2 parts of myself driving the bus, it's not so good, especially if the part that's showing up might be the little 3-year-old part, like that happens. But the metaphysical interpretation of showing up with all the parts of yourself, your true self, the Christ self, and welcoming in all the other parts, not shoving them aside. That's what the shadow work thing is all about. Welcoming in all the parts of ourselves. So showing up with our true self and all the parts of ourself, that is when we're going to change the world. That is when we're going to change the world. How do you show up with all the parts of yourselves? I could not stress this enough. Meditate, meditate, and then meditate. That's because when we meditate, we stop, we get present, and we create a space to welcome in all the parts of ourselves. Here's a little piece from Pema Chodron about why meditate. Meditation is about seeing clearly the body that we have, the mind that we have, the domestic situation that we have, the job that we have, and the people who are in our lives. It's about seeing how we react to all these things. It's seeing our emotions and thoughts just as they are right now in this very moment, in this very room, on this very seat. It's about not trying to make them go away, not trying to become better than we are. Did you hear that? Not trying to become better than we are. Just seeing clearly with precision, and get this, gentleness. Really important to see it with gentleness. We work with cultivating gentleness, innate precision, and the ability to let go of small-mindedness. Learning how to open our thoughts and emotions to all the people we meet in our world. How to open our minds and hearts. This is the beauty of meditation. And I titled this talk, meditation is the key. It's the key to God. I really believe it's the key to everything because it's a step to becoming an integrated person who we are meant to be. It is the key because the world is distracting, is it not? It's incredibly distracting. I can find maybe 30 different things to do this afternoon just inside my house. Yeah, I have a great house. But seriously, and you can too. You could find movies to watch, and they'd all be, they would all be wonderful. You could find games to play. You could, maybe you have a stair stepper in your house. You could hop on that. Maybe you don't. There's just lots and lots of things that we can do, and there's lots of distractions. It's a wonderful blessing, and it's also something that we might want to notice with gentleness, because life, we just have this much life. I'm not saying life is short. I'm just saying this life that we have, this is it. This is it right now. And how do I want to spend my time? I figured out the other day that I have exactly the same amount of hours in minutes and seconds as the day as Oprah. I don't have exactly the same amount of funds, but I have the exact same amount of time. And how do I want to spend it? Well, I want to be loving and gentle, and I want to have a daily meditation practice. I want to have a daily meditation practice. And I do have a daily meditation practice. And I want to enroll you in having a daily meditation practice. And I want you to start with a tiny little bit of time. If you already have a daily meditation practice and you're meditating 3 hours a day or even an hour a day, then awesome. You stand at the back at the end of this talk and stand with me until as people are going out, and we'll talk together, okay? Because that's awesome. You are doing great work in the world. And if you don't, I don't meditate a whole hour every day. I wish I said I did. Then with gentleness, right now, make a tiny little commitment to try it for a week with an increment that does not feel hard. Could you take 2 minutes and meditate? And put it on your clock or your alarm clock in the morning or at night and do it. I think you could. I think we all could. And it would be awesome. Now I want to give you the quickie instruction for meditation. And I want to tell you that there's a lot of instruction for meditation. I personally get a lot of help out of listening to the tapes and reading the books of Pema Chodron and Jack Kornfield. We have a beautiful book in our bookstore about meditation, and he has a CD. You can also get these things online on your Kindle, and you can get free meditation instruction online. So you can get in-depth meditation. There are beautiful instructions so that it helps to support our practice. The quickie part, let's do it with 3 steps, is the first thing you have to do is you decide you're going to give something, just like that's our punchline. We're going to give something by meditating. Yeah, we're going to get a lot of benefits, but we're going to give something. Because, seriously, the world needs us to do this. You read any headlines today or yesterday? You know, the world crucially needs us to change our being into more peaceful, more giving people, and it will spread. It's critical. It's crucial. We need to do that. We need to be the peaceful position in the world to fight the fear, to fight the horror. We need to be the peaceful. So Step number 1, we're going to meditate because we are giving something to the world when we meditate. Step number 2 is you got to create a space. Make some time in the space-time continuum in your life, space and time. So somehow, make an appointment. I have a room, but what I notice is that I usually prefer to meditate on the couch. So you just figure out a place where you like to meditate. If you want to come to a church or you want to meditate out, well, maybe not now in the winter outside, but make a place. It's really good to have it convenient and in your house. A little space. It could be a cushion on the couch, a corner of your bedroom, that you get to be alone. And you make that for yourself, and you create that space, and then you create the time. And it's important because it's for the world as well as for you. It's for the world, so you make the time. And then the next part is to meditate. Sit comfortably and drop into your heart. If it helps, you can hold your hand here, drop into your heart, and welcome it in. Welcome what's there. You focus on breathing is a very good way to meditate. And then welcome in what it is. Like I was reading from the quote from Pema. You welcome in whatever's happening in your life. You welcome in the snow. You welcome in your friend who got in a car crash. You welcome in that there's not food in the fridge. You welcome in that it's your turn to make dinner. You welcome in whatever it is. You welcome in all the parts of yourselves, just like in the scripture where 2 or more are gathered together. And you welcome them in with love, all the parts of yourselves, and all the thoughts and all the feelings. And for the amount of time, and then everything changes. Everything changes. Just like for Michael Jr., everything changes. When we do this, it's a miracle. I can tell you my life changed. I can tell you a lot of people whose lives have changed by making the space to be your whole self, to be your true self. Because I'll tell you, each and every one of you, oh my God, you're gorgeous, you're wonderful. And each of us, just because of who we are and we're human beings, we have some fear to break through about who we really are. It's hard and scary to be our total self because we've gotten a lot of feedback to the contrary. So it's hard to welcome in every part of ourselves. It's hard to shine, to be the light. It can be tricky. So that's why it changes. That sweet little spot where you're quiet and you learn to welcome in all the parts of yourselves. And then you will find gradually that more of yourself is there to be present for other people. And you know how much better it is when you're sitting and having a conversation with someone, like Zach was saying, about the weather, but there's 2 people who are present. It's just night and day. It feels so great when we're actually present with each other. It's the best feeling. It is the best feeling. It's why we're here. It's what we're supposed to do. So I'm excited. I'm excited because I know next week everybody's going to be bursting a little bit brighter. There's going to be a little more aliveness in each and every one of us, wherever we are, whether we're here on Sunday morning or somewhere else, because we will have taken some time to welcome it all in. And let's take an offering for unity right now. Have some more music.